Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel for this episode 3 here on Riverbend Springs with me, Farmer Murphy. Well, we're carrying on here in August. Now, our money, you will see, has gone up, not quite recovered to the point we were at when we bought the subsolar, but not too far away. But also, our day is starting to slip away on us. After I finished the mulching, there were a number of fertilizing contracts that came up, so I went and did those. And actually, you can see there's one still sitting there. But then I realized, you know what? We need to get busy and get working back on our farm, or we're not going to get the grass in as a minimum like we wanted today. So I am set up here to do the next step, which is actually plowing. You can see, or you may be able to see down the bottom right, it says needs plowing. But we've set up here with a subsoiler rather than a plow. We can do that on our own fields, but I believe I mentioned last episode that that works here, but we can't do plowing contracts with that. We have to use a proper plow. So I think we are not going to use any of the fancy GPS tools or anything. We are just going to go ahead and get this done and do it by hand. And now this will bring up rocks, so we'll need to rock pick it, but then finally we'll be able, or be at the point where we can seed it. Now, I did learn something else playing on the challenge that I'll pass along to you. When you see the contracts come up for deadwood, I was curious, on Silver Run, you just went and chopped them down with a chainsaw. Well, that still works. So on the contract, if they give you equipment, it's pretty substantial logging equipment, but you don't need to use that. You can just run around with a chainsaw and chop them down like you did on Silver Run. Now, I understand you can go and collect the wood, but same as Silver Run, it's really not worth that much. So my advice is just go grab a chainsaw, run down, chop them down, and leave them. Yeah, pretty easy money. Now at this end here, I think we're going to have to leave a bit of a headland so we can get turned around. At the other end though, we've got lots of room to turn, so we shouldn't have to. Ooh, didn't quite make it. Oops. Wrong button. That's what I wanted to do. Speed the old backup process here. Now, I have heard from several sources that there is a update coming, version 1.3, if they can be believed. So hopefully that will take care of the splashing issues, although interestingly enough, I don't seem to have as many those white flashes on this game save of Riverbend as I do on the other game save for some reason. And we've got, right now, pretty similar equipment on both saves. So I find that a little interesting. Now, I did do one rock picking contract just to test that process out. I wanted to test a worker with it. So our little trailer sitting over there has some rocks in it. And I looked and I thought, there's those smaller productions, a number of them. I was hoping lime would be one of them, like almost like farm size productions, but it is not. So I guess we'll just have to sell the rocks on. Actually, we don't. We could start up at the top here, where we got the room. We won't be able to do that all the way down. So that's unfortunate. Maybe there'll be a mod that comes out. So I don't know, I wonder if we should pile the stones and hang on to them in case there is a mod. You know what? I think we'll just sell them. There's got to be a sell point that'll take them. It's not like we're planning on doing crops that's going to require a lot of plowing. So don't think we'll have much of a need for it. Boy, this old Alice has been a workhorse for us. I do like the textures they have in this version of the game. So far, it's pretty easy to see between the different textures. Oh, shoot. Speaking of that, we need to get a roller, don't we? We have to roll this after we seed it. Forgot about that. And we'll need to roll it in the same month we seed it. So that'll, that's not something we can do next month. Now, I think we'll just plant all the fields in canola. It's a pretty good cash crop on here. We really don't have any use for the straw, but we do have use for cash. So I think that's what we'll do. Now, if we could get it all planted to this month, then we'd be able to all harvest it in the first month it becomes available. But I think we may intentionally do, if we got 3 fields, maybe we'll do these 2 small fields up here, try and get them done this month. Although that might be asking a lot. Oh, I wasn't paying attention there. Didn't get quite lined up. So we can split our harvests up a little bit. Now, eventually I'm hoping we can take and get some fields and plow them together and have a reason to have some larger equipment on here. But for the field sizes that are currently on the map, the equipment we've leased or own is not too bad for working the fields, really. My thoughts on it anyways. So I think we'll end up at some point, like buying that Braydale spreader and the rock picker and those items, because not too badly sized for the farm. Oh, I didn't get a very straight line there, did I? Well, I think I will leave you there. You're going to see how this is going to go. I will get a worker going on some of these operations, but I do want to show our grass at least getting in this episode. So we'll just show uh, bits and pieces of everything that needs to be done. So for the plowing operation, I will leave you there, and we'll catch up with you with some rock picking. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, as you can see, I set the John Deere off on the subsoiler. I wanted to see if it could handle it, and it seems to be doing just fine. So that's some good news. Because I was thinking when I was doing the subsoiling over here with the Alice that we could actually use another tractor the size of the Alice, but seeing as the John Deere can handle that, we can actually get two things going at once here. Now we are going to just set a worker off on this rock picking business as well, and we're going to go do some technical decision making. Now, I did explain that I did some contracts to get the money up, but I didn't explain why I was focused on getting that money up, and that we are going to do now. And that's because of another mod that I put in. And, actually the easiest way probably to explain this is to actually look at the shop. So let's go in here, and actually we need a roller. So let's go find rollers. Where are the rollers? Right here. So we're going to need a roller. We have expensive and more expensive, and we don't have the horsepower for that, so this is a pretty easy decision. And we are going to lease it, obviously, because we don't have enough money to purchase it. So if we come in here, and, oh, there's an option. What does this do? Whatever it does, I don't think we need it. Now, if we go into the lease screen here, what the mod I put in is called extended leasing, and what it does is that if you bring back the equipment clean and repaired, it'll give you this base cost back, kind of like a damage deposit. Like you've put a damage deposit down, you bring it back in good condition and clean, you get your damage deposit back. Now, it might not be so good if you're leasing something for long term, but my plans are mostly short-term leasing right now, so I think that'll work out to our benefit, and it's actually kind of a realistic thing. So actually, we're going to go ahead and lease that because we're going to need that. But that means we needed, it's not very handy to keep running to the shop all the time to do repairs, and there was a portable or a small repair shop, I shouldn't say, or repair point put in, shouldn't say portable, and so I need to figure out where to put that. I was kind of thinking right here, but this tree is kind of in the way. I don't want to put anything around this building. Boy, it sure looks to me like this should be a chicken coop. It even looks like it's got a spawn point here. I wonder if there's going to be an update, if we'll be able to put chickens in there. If we can't, we might see if we can sell that building off and put chickens in. I never actually really looked around back. Is there? Doesn't seem to be anything here. No. So I don't really want to put anything around there because it might not stay. And we need a spot where we can get into. I wonder, do these doors close? I'm assuming they do. Yeah, they do. Actually, I'm kind of, going to use that for, undercover storage, but we could put something in here. Actually, we should go into the shop here. Where was that? Is it under here? No. Oh, it's under construction, isn't it? I believe that's where it is. There it is. That's what we want to put in. So, actually, we've got fuel on that. We could stick it right in here. This back over here, yeah, actually that spot right there should probably work. It's right near the fuel station. That will do, I think. So let's stick that in, and we'll be able to repair our vehicles here without having to... well, we could probably sneak that inside. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to look at a couple indoor options and see if I can get it placed inside. But I'll do a game save before I do that. And I'll get this put someplace, and I'll bring you back in. See you in a bit. So I did end up putting this inside the barn here, just inside the door. It just makes sense to me that you would do your maintenance indoors if possible. But you also have to be aware, like we've got the harvester and the header to repair. Now, it's the header that gives you trouble sometimes if it's on a swivel trailer. They're a pain in the butt to back up. This one isn't, but this setup here, we can just drive straight through. Things like this cultivator doesn't need to be sitting here under cover. That can get moved outside. So we'd likely have mostly just power equipment in there, so there wouldn't be a lot to move. And besides, when we're busy working and need to do equipment repairs, the barn will probably be pretty much empty. So that's what I decided to go with. And now I looked at putting diesel in our tank, and it's actually $160 actually dollars more per 1,000 liters to buy it and have it delivered than it is if we were to just continue to buy our fuel from the fuel station. I did look, but the only trailer we currently have in game that is able to haul fuel is $29,000. So at $150 per 1,000 or $160, we'd be a long time paying that back. So I have the John Deere set up here on the Cedar. I looked, it has enough horsepower to handle that. Our field has been rock picked, but he did leave quite a few tracks all over our nicely prepared field, but it is what it is. So we are going to send the rock picker off again. He had enough capacity that he was able to do the whole field without being unloaded, so I just unloaded when it was done. I'm not sure about this field. It's a little bit bigger, and it was pretty close to full, so he might be full by the time or before he's finished. Or they, I guess I should say. Didn't even look to see if it was a he or a she in there. Could be either one. And we're going to do the seeding. I've got it set for grass. So our money has gone down. $10,000 for the workstation. And it also went down $4,300 for a wash station. But I'll show you that when we go to the shop to pick up the roller. Actually, no, I don't think I'm going to just move over just a little bit more to make sure we get right out to that edge. There we go. Now I did check, it is grass we're putting down. You know, I said we could use another tractor like the Alice, and that's true, we could. But, you know, even another tractor like this size, because it can do quite a bit. And technically, I think it, in this configuration, has enough horsepower to pull the rock picker. But as I've explained before, well, that was in the case of 22, I like to have a heavy tractor on that because there's not a lot of flexibility in those. Oops, that was a little too tight. Sorry about that there, Mr. Cedar. In those arms, and I just found a bigger tractor worked better. I'm just going on the assumption it's the same in 25. Should probably try it out. Actually, but on these fields they're so flat, I don't think it would have too much of an issue. Oh, keep turning just a little too sharp there for that. Now I think we're going to have to do like we did with the. Oh, I didn't just yet. Get a little excited there. We'll do a bit of a headland up here, and we'll finish off. Oh, I missed a spot there. Oh well, we need to do a headland up there anyways. Just not enough room to get turned around on that end. Hopefully I can do a little straighter line this time. Now we haven't taken out a loan, and there's no reason we couldn't take out a loan, and that's probably what we'll have to do when it comes time to harvest this grass. We'll likely take out a loan to purchase that John Deere baler, and we'll need a mower as well of some description. Now why is that? That's are we out of seed? Just one second. Shouldn't be already, I wouldn't think. Nope. Okay, let's lift this up and back and try again. Oh, forward, please. Oh, there it goes. There's a ditch or something. So we'll try right about there. Now is that close enough? Close enough. Now we actually haven't done. Oops, there goes the farm stick again. Thank you. Any rock picking, I realize that. We will do, maybe on the next field. We'll do everything else offline, and we'll do a little rock picking. I don't think I got a very straight line there, did I? Now we should have more than enough seed. There was a seed bag that came with the farm. That's what I loaded in here. But I imagine before we're done all our fields, we'll have to go and buy some more seed again. And, in true, closing the barn door after the horse ran out, when I was sitting there and working on this field, I thought, you know what, I did this wrong. I should have started this Let's Play on here under the rules for the Can You Survive FS25 challenge, and then when we were ready to move on, just carried on and finished up the challenge on here. But I didn't think of that at the time. Of course, when the challenge came out, I'd already started on here, but I mean, it would have been easy just to do a reset and start again. But what it does mean is we probably won't spend a lot of time on here when, I won't say the first mod map comes out, because it might not be something I'm interested in, but we'll probably move on from here fairly quickly just because we're doing the challenge on here for no other reason. And as part of my plans for the challenge, I am going to buy this farm, and so we will be working this, and so for that reason, when the new mod map drops, if it's something halfway decent, we might just move on. But in the meantime, we've got things to do. I think they've cut down the number of deer that are running around too, which I don't think is a bad thing, because on FS22, I mean, they were everywhere. But you see them, but they don't seem to be as abundant, which is more realistic as well. Kind of like that. Just geared her down. She seemed to be struggling just a little bit, I think. Definitely got a little crooked there on that one. Another mod I'm looking forward to coming out is the lease to own mod. I like that one, because that's to me a very realistic mod. If you lease something, then you can buy it out if you like it. I used to use that one a lot in FS22, or take advantage of it, I should say. If you lease a piece of gear and you like it, you can buy it out and you don't lose all that investment, so it's pretty nice. The mods are coming pretty good, I'd say. There's quite a few of them out there. Not a lot of script mods, not as many vehicle mods, more just tweaks to base game right now, but I'm sure they'll come. right, well, I will finish this up because I want to make sure there's enough time. We've got to go to the shop and get that roller, and there's something else I want to show you there. So I'm actually just going to run to the end here so I don't have any tracks in my field. But I'll leave you there, and I'll bring you back in when we're ready to do the rolling. So we'll see you in a little bit. Well, our grass is in, so we just need to roll it, and we are done. I have the John Deere set up here on canola, so we'll send a worker off to do this field and get our canola in here. And we are going to head to the store and pick up the roller, and I'll show you what else I bought that's sitting there. Actually, we should just go in gap and I can avoid all of that. So I do have my fly deterrent device on today, so but actually really not many flies around right now. You know what I figured out? I think what happened is it turned cold overnight and we got a pile of snow, like a foot. And I think the few flies that were still out in the boats were looking for a warm place to hide, and that's why there seems to be a more than normal amount around. But like I said in the last episode, I did put a world of hurt on them, and so it's been good. No fly issues. And that should be the end of those guys till next year, I would think. It's been a long time since we've gotten a dump of snow like that in one time or one drop, and it's still not done. It's supposed to snow into the night, so we're not finished with it yet. Put my head here on a swivel. Now, the person was off. This is what I bought. This is the jet wash, but if I read the description right, we should probably, yeah, look at that. Oh, I'm going to start the engine. So we'll do that. And now we should be able to look at that. Oh, now that's cool. So we can move it in and out for the winter time. Oh, I like that. So that's new. Now there is a placeable one too. Now I just don't know how the heck I'm going to get it to the farm, because that's full speed right there. We'll see, we're struggling. If I'll have to go down the road that way or not, I don't know. But I will get our jet wash to the farm, but I really like that we can take it in and out. That's so cool. Well, I'll get this back to the field. Although I know it isn't a long trip, but and I will meet you at the field, and we'll get some rolling done. So we'll see you in just a minute. All right, we are ready to do some rolling here. This is actually new. We didn't have this piece of gear in 25 or 22, I should say, that I'm aware of. Seems like a pretty nice size roller. make pretty short work of these small fields. Another piece of equipment, if we had the lease to own program, that I'd take advantage of and would buy out. Oh, there is no raise and lower on that. See, now that was one of the texture changes that, like in 22, are really hard to see. But now in 25, you can see it pretty easily, so that's pretty nice. No, I think there's, I don't have a whole lot to complain about. I just got that graphics issue, which I'm sure they'll get sorted. The only thing I do find a little unusual is that the contracts don't seem to carry on like they did on a field. Like if you, oh man, didn't make it. If you harvested a field, then plowing or cultivating would come up, and then seeding and fertilizing and that sort of thing. And doesn't seem to be the case. From what I've noticed, it seems to be all randomized, which seems a bit unusual, but I could be mistaken on that too. Like, I haven't done an awful lot of contracts, but the very fact that you would go and cultivate a field that you just mowed, that's definitely a change from 22. You're going to see some trees here. I bet you thought you were going to miss that on this episode. Now our stone, our trailer hold with stone is just about full, so we'll have to look for a place to sell those off, but I'll probably do that off camera. We'll have other opportunities to sell stone, I'm sure, because with this episode's getting a little long in the tooth again. Certainly not taking advantage of the full width there. Just how that corner worked out. You can even see poplar fuzz, I think that is floating through the air. That's what I call it anyways. Buzz from the trees. So that means in 3 months now we should be able to have grass to cut. We can make silage for our cows. That will be awesome. Oh, before we go, we need to check on our cows. Haven't done yet to see if their health is coming up. I assume it is, but I haven't checked. We shall do that as soon as we're done with this rolling job here. Now, when I bring you back in, I think it will be next month. I am going to continue to work on these fields. I may leave our largest field till next month. We'll see. Then I will likely do some more contracts if there's some available. I know there's certainly one fertilizing one because I have it yet to do. Oh, shoot. We need to do another fertilizing on here, don't we? Well, we'll do it after we're done rolling. But I'll do that off camera. I think we have spent enough time on these fields for now. I'll get them all finished up, and we can move on, or maybe look at doing some contracts. Or see what else we can get up to here on the Riverbend. Or who knows, I may change my mind altogether. I mean, it has happened. Oh, look at that, I made a mess there. I can't abide that. Just hang on here. I know as soon as I exited the game that would disappear, but still. Can't be having that. No, I'm impressed with this. That's a nice, nice roller. And this Faberstad equipment, I'm seeing lots of ads they're pushing here in North America, especially their cedars. So it's definitely a brand that we'd have access to now here. And we may have had for a long time, but just wasn't aware of it. You know what? We are going to drop this off just over here someplace, and we'll hook onto that fertilizer spreader, and we'll get that last coating of fertilizer on there before we go. And I just realized that is going to leave a mark on my nice field. Should have done it before I seeded. All right, but it's too late now. Or before I seeded, before I rolled is what I meant to say. Like I said, doesn't matter. Oh, come on. Sorry. Boy, not being able to use that thumbstick is a real nuisance. Swing around, we're not close enough. Apparently not. Let's just line up a little better on there, shall we? There we go. Now, I'm probably going to want the mini map on for this so I can see. Make sure I don't miss any spots. Oh, so it's showing on there. But we can see the texture change anyways. Now our field will be complete. There we go, and that is that. Now, let's jump out here and take a look and see what we have for, look at that, a 100% yield bonus. Doesn't get any better than that. Okay. Well, oh, we were going to look at the cows. Let's do that. We'll park this up here first. And does it bring up yes, sir. Look at that. Health is up to 21%. We can go in here actually and look. Look at that. Everything's looking better. Awesome. So it'll be better yet once we get a little bit more time on it. Well, there, I better leave you there. Like I said, I will carry on with these fields. I may get the big one in before we run out of daylight, or I may decide to leave it till next month. It'll be a surprise for both of us. But if you're still with me, I really appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, I encourage you to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want to see when other content like this lands, hit that old notification bell. But for this episode here on Riverbend, it's Farmer Murphy signing off.